How's this? Nice, 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 very nice. Alright, well, maybe it's better that you didn't hear me because I was complaining about my cat. And my cat wanting to be in my studio. Let's foresee who is here. Yeah, right, Nancy's here. Hi, Rachel, Teresa, Ike, Ariana, hi. Oh, wonderful. Alright, so just gonna do a little bit of casual painting. Alright, I had a bad week and I'm not someone who goes live very often, so I'm trying to get a little bit into a routine here. Here are going to be my victims. So I was talking about my cat. My cat wants to be in my studio, and then when I have to close the door because my dishwasher is on, then she wants to be outside of the studio. And I found that my cat does not listen. That goes for pretty much every cat in the world, except when I yell in Arabic, then she listens. So that's my theory, that all cats are Arabic. All right. Oh, good. You can hear me? Good, good, good. That's good. All right. I have a sculpture. The sculpture is by Camille Claudel. I figured that when you have a bad week, you might as well paint something by someone who's had an even worse life. So Camille it is. Yeah, bye-bye. That is my son. Hi, Dylan. Hi, Dylan, and bye, Dylan. Dylan needs to put his kids to bed. My kid is off to the local music studio to do a little bit of music. Thank you, Rachel. It's just, yeah. Oh, what a week. Yeah, had a bad week. Sometimes you have bad weeks. But I have to say that in the current climate, having bad weeks feels like, you know, feels like you don't bounce back. so easily anymore. And I had some trouble with my portraits. And then you start wondering, you know, what's the point in all of this? And then it's a very slippery slope. So that was this week. But as somebody said in my Facebook comments, it is time to adult it out. I used to have a tendency to throw my stuff away. And that just, you know, that I think when you're 18 or 19, that feels very bold and very dramatic. But at some point, you know, being able to just not do anything and just ride it out is the better choice. So that's what I did. And now I have 2 portraits that are still not finished, but they are still standing. Alright. I have a bunch of these tiny, hi Libby. Libby, you're never late. It's always nice when you drop by. Alright, so I had a bunch of these tiny panels. I use aluminium composite panels. And I don't know why, but in my previous order, I ordered them, you know, I ordered a whole bunch of them. I thought, yeah, why not get some smaller panels. I don't usually work on smaller panels, so I don't really know what I was thinking. Now I have a bunch of very tiny panels. I'm not really sure what to do with. So I figured, I think my initial idea was I need something to wipe. My initial idea, I think, was to experiment on them a little bit, but they're kind of tiny and I don't know, it never worked well. So now I have a bunch of tiny panels with a little bit of, like, I don't know what this is. I think it's some crackling paste that I made at some point. And I think I made a YouTube video about it. Now it has some crackling paste on it. So I thought maybe I could do like a couple of works on these tiny panels. And then maybe put them, I don't know, in my bedroom. Something on a wall. Something funny like that. Hello, Shannon. Let's fill in the background a little bit. So I have some oil paint here. Hi, Alvinica. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do. It's a nice sculpture. I really like it. And if you Google it, in English it's called The Leaning Man. You can find different angles, and you can also find different casts. So this is the plaster cast of the mold, and there is obviously also, there are different casts made. One of them I think was a bronze one. But I always find the shiny casts to be difficult to work off in a painting or drawing, because the material itself gives you shadows and reflections in areas that you don't, like, anatomically would have them. So I prefer plaster, or, you know, marble can be fine too, although it's a little bit shiny. And so I'm using black. I have this black from Rublev. It's called German Vine. It's a very funny black. It's the pigment size, the particle, it's quite big. It's very dry. The oil sinks in like 5 seconds. So if you keep rubbing it for too long, you're gonna end up with little blobs of vine, I guess. So that's quite funny. I was working with it last year and I was thinking to myself, oh, you know, this kind of feels like charcoal in oil, you know? And then I was looking at the package, at the tube, and I was like, German Vine, German Vine. And then slowly the light went on. Like it's literally charcoal in oil, right? So smart. Oh, I need new glasses. Like my computer's right over there and I'm having trouble. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull that one closer a little bit. What are you doing with all the stuff? Oh, the study paintings. All right, so I keep some of them. I paint over other ones if it's, you know, possible. Sometimes reuse stuff. Some of it I sell. You know, people want to pay for it. That's fine. Yeah, that's just about it. And every once in a while, I go through my drawer and I decide, you know, some stuff can go. Some stuff can literally go to the garbage bin. And I know there are a lot of people have opinions on whether or not you should discard your work or throw it away or whatever. There is some stuff that I don't want to keep, really, you know. And these days, if you really want some kind of reference, like knowing what you did or whatever, you can take a photo with your phone, right? So I'm not too concerned about that. But this is also my issue with working, like studying on panel. I like to, because I also like to, you know, study with the materials that I normally paint with, which is panels. So what I also sometimes do is I paint on a non-gessoed panel and I just wipe it off when I'm done. So yeah, those are options. When I make larger works or works for expos, I do keep all my study materials, all my studies and all my sketches. I keep them because very often buyers are interested in, you know, some kind of documentation of their work, the work they bought. Oh, my colors, yeah. I'm using this black German vine, and I also have a burnt umber. It's by Rublev as well, except I needed to retube it. And I have this Lithopone white. And I have a little bit of gel medium. So white, black, and a cypress burnt umber, which sounds mega fancy. It's a nice burnt umber, but it's burnt umber, so. So the reason I had to retube it, if that's even a word, is because Rublev is a brand by Natural Pigments, the company Natural Pigments. And they make oil paints. It's an American company, by the way. They make oil paint without any additives. So it's just pigment and linseed oil. So there's also no stabilizers in there, which causes the paint to separate a little bit in the tube. So at some point there was too much oil coming out of the tube. So I took everything out and mixed it, put it in a new tube. Alright, it's looking fine. It's looking a little bit boring. See if we can fix that. So Lithopone, we need a better name for it. It's PW5, by the way, the pigment number. It's a funny white, so I learned about it when some I don't know who it was, but somebody said it was an okay replacement for lead white, which is basically unavailable here in Europe. Sorry. So somebody on the internet said, yeah, it's an okay replacement for lead white if you can't get lead white. And then all the dudes on that particular platform flipped, and you know how people can be about their lead white, and lead white is irreplaceable. So I was interested because, like I said, lead white is, at least for consumers, unavailable in Europe because, you know, it's gonna kill you slowly. And you can get it, I think, if you're a professional artist and you fill out a bunch of forms and, you know, you need to comply to basically not like flush it down the drain and poison everyone. Anyways, so then just for the fun of it, I looked up the prices of lead white, because, you know, there's apparently a bit of a shortage also of lead. It is now like it's the most it's almost more expensive than cadmium, I think. And I mean, cadmium is gonna last you 3 lifetimes. Tube of cadmium red. You need to call me if you finish a tube of cadmium red in your lifetime. That's impressive. But white goes fast. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's very expensive. So I never used lead white, ever. So I don't have that you know, apparently mourning process that people go through when they can get lead white. Also, I got a kid, so. So yeah, lithopoem. Somebody told me that it's actually better for the environment than titanium white. So I'm interested to look that up when I have a chance. But for me, what is great about this white is that it's a little bit low tinting. So it's not as overpowering as titanium white. And it has a very funny, there's a word for it. Consistency, but then like a better word. Hold on. So what it does a little bit, I hope you can see, it ropes a little bit. It's a little bit ropey. And apparently this is a characteristic of lead white. And I have to say it's nice because it creates, you know, nice texture. But for me, the most important aspect is that it's low in its tinting strength. So it's a good, for me, it's a good mixing white. And it doesn't have the issues that zinc has. All right, so it's stable. And it's not going to go brittle. Yeah, viscosity, you know, it's another word. I will find it and I will post it. But it means like the viscosity, but oh my god. I can't deal with not knowing something. What is it called? I will find it. I will find this word. I'm low-key obsessed with words to describe paint that sound, you know, so alien that people, when you talk about it, people go like, whoa, that sounds like science. And then I'm like, yeah, it's really hard. Right? It's not just struggle and random bouts of, ooh, I got the flow. No, it's science. There's science behind it. All right. How's it looking? Bye, Rachel. Bye bye. What's the time anyway? Oh, it's we're already 45 minutes in. That's cool. All right, let's grab a little bit of medium. I'm just gonna kill the live stream at 9 p.m. and go watch Dylan. Right? So if you're not already watching, Dylan does daily drawing. Yes, daily live. Which is very cool. And then after Dylan, Shannon is also going live. So you have a whole day if you're in America, or a whole night if you're in Europe, of live streaming goodness ahead of you. Tomorrow we are resuming our episode, me, Dylan, and Shannon, of drawing together. So last week, if you were there, that live stream just ate us up. I don't know what that was. YouTube was eating us alive. And then we went to Zoom and we did a bit of drawing there. So that was cool. But tomorrow we're doing it for real, all right? It's going to be drawn together. It's going to be, oh my God, my mom is here. Like, this is, my mom is here. That is way cool. My mom is in the live stream. Look, Mom, I didn't throw away your portrait out of anger. Right. Right, so what was I saying? I was saying, We're gonna go live on Drawn Together tomorrow. Me, Dylan, and Shannon. And we're gonna draw photos of me, all right? So if you want the references and you want to be a part of it, and you don't know where to find anything on the internet because the internet is confusing, a little bit violent these days, just send me a message. Put it in the chat, put it in the comments. I read everything. I have no life, so. Ooh, ropey. So we have a separate channel for Drawn Together. I say we as if I'm part of the team, but I'm not. I'm just a guest. Shannon and Dylan have a channel, a Drawn Together channel. So if you can put it in the chat, Shannon, that would be great if you're still there. If not, I will do it. And you can subscribe, etc. I'm out of white. All right, what time is it? 10 minutes, 10 minutes. See how nice this is? I grabbed it and I didn't say what it was. So this is Velasquez. Yes. So this is a medium that is very funny. It's a very funny medium. It basically makes your paint feel like gum. And I love it because you can sort of slather it on and then just move it almost as if you are sculpting, but not really, because sculpting is hard and I don't want to do that. So Velasquez, I think you would be happy with something like that. It is going to make your paint, though, dry, slow. So slow, but it's worth it. Yes, Drawn Together show. If you put that in the YouTube search, you get a bunch of really, really funky animations, I think. I don't know why. So that's not Dylan and Shannon, okay? Okie dokie. I'm gonna wrap this up. And I think I think I'm gonna let this. I've downloaded all of your pictures. Yes, go download my dramatic reference photos. I put some extra drama into it for you. I think I'm gonna let this dry. Maybe for a week. I'm kind of aiming to do a live stream once a week. And then maybe next week we can see how it's doing. Maybe add some glazing. I usually start with the intent to add glazing and then I end up piling more layers of stuff on it. It's also fine. Thank you for being here, Phoebe, and also Libby, and everyone else. I always sound a little bit dark on social media because I'm like, oh, this, I have to let it out. But I want to do this, like these live streams, a little bit also for my own sanity, to sort of get out there a little bit more. And maybe also at some point to, to be a place where you can come and scream into the void or the comments or the chat if you want. This is not anyone who knows me. I am not someone who looks on the bright side of life, right? So it's not my vibe also. It's how I work, and it's also how I keep sane, just by talking about stuff that is not going great. And right now, I don't think things are going great for anyone at this moment in time. And I need a point in my life, during my week where I can say, all right, now shut it off, right? Shut the news off, shut the brain off, and do this. And this allows me, it forces me to focus on what I'm doing because you guys are here. And if I do this without a live stream, my brain goes like la 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 the world, and I go check the news and right? So we need to find ways, or at least I need to find ways. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I need to find ways to continue to function, because I was at a point where I was like, maybe I should just go work at a supermarket, yeah? Just quit. So that was my 5-minute end of the stream rant about why we're doing this. I'm gonna let this sit. I think it would be nice to let it sit for a little bit and then see how it looks next week. We can talk a little bit about drying times. We can talk a little bit about how you continue on a panel that's been sitting there for a week. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget to skip over to Dylan and do his daily drawing, and then skip over to Shannon, all right? So I will see you tomorrow at the Drawn Together show. And if you're not going to make it tomorrow, maybe I will see you next week here on my channel, right? Have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are, and I will see you soon. Bye bye. Hang in there.